Good morning and welcome to another day of coronavirus in Mission Beach. I woke up this morning after a pretty crazy couple of days. Like our community is going a little bit bipolar, and I think now I understand why. So I wanted to make this little video to share with the community of Mission Beach and talk about what it is that we face right now. Hopefully we can come together as a community and start what is called a grassroots movement. Not one great big thing, but everybody doing their bit independently to try and weather this storm in Mission Beach as best as we possibly can. The reason that I'm doing this is simply because I believe that Mission Beach is a unique place in that it is very, very remote. It's surrounded by rainforest. We're miles from anywhere, and we do have an opportunity to weather this storm better than a lot of other communities in the world. The things I'm going to try and suggest here that we can do are not necessarily things that you can do if you're in a suburb in a city right now. But they're things that perhaps we can do here in Mission Beach. So let's start off with what are we actually dealing with. Here's what we're dealing with. On one hand, none of us know what we're dealing with. None of us. Okay? So let's try and agree on what we can agree on. On one hand, some of us might be thinking, oh, this isn't happening, it's business as usual, nothing to see here. So let's call that business as usual. Forgive my hopeless whiteboard writing. Okay, that's one end of the spectrum. It's not going to happen. We're going to find a miracle cure. It'll be over in no time at all. God, I hope that crowd are right, but hope for the best, plan for the worst. On the other end of the spectrum, ZA. It's the zombie apocalypse. Ah! Does anyone really think it's a zombie apocalypse? No. Does anyone really think it's business as usual? No. But what we're doing is we're separating into our camps, the business as usual camp and the zombie apocalypse camp, and we're trying to convince everybody else that, we're trying to convince these guys it's not business as usual. These guys are trying to convince these guys it's not the zombie apocalypse. So let's look at what it might really be. None of us know, but let's try and find some middle ground. Okay, we know it's not the zombie apocalypse because we're being told quite reliably by our scientists that this thing is 6 to 18 months long. So let's say here we've got 18 months and here we've got 6 months. We know we're going to have to deal with something in that range. So I hope that most of us can find some middle ground here and say that we're at least here in the 6 to 18 months. Not zombie apocalypse, but certainly not business as usual situation. So we might dive a little deeper into that later on, but let's just ask the next question, okay? If we agree roughly on what we're dealing with, how should we react? What can we do? So here we have a little pyramid. We're going to call it the social hierarchy. At the top, we've got our Prime Minister or our President, our world leader in Australia. We're talking about Scott Morrison. At the bottom, we've got us. Okay? Now, first thing we can do, we all know this, we could be, first we follow the instructions of our elected leaders. That's the first and foremost thing we can do. So we've got these guys telling us what we can do on the newspaper and the internet and video, and we've got us down here what we can do. So we know we can self-isolate. We know we can keep 1.5 meters distance. We know we can shelter at home if that's what we're instructed to do. We can and should be doing these things that is obvious. There's stuff we can do on an individual level, me. There's stuff that we're told to do from the top. We've got a little bit further down, we've got our state leaders. our regional councils. Just a little bit above us, we've got our police force, our school teachers, our doctors, our pharmacists. These people are going to be helping us, tell us what to do. But between our local authorities and ourselves, this is the area I want to talk about. Because we can do all of these things that we're told to do. That's obvious that we have to do those things. The question is, as individuals in part of a community, can we do more? Okay? Can we rule? Are we in charge? Can we tell everybody what to do? Of course not. But can we as individuals do more than simply self-distancing and locking ourselves in our home? What can we do? What should we do? Well, if we believe it's the zombie apocalypse, there's things we shouldn't do, and that's run out and hoard toilet paper and buy all the shopping off the shelves. That's things we shouldn't do. We know that, you know, the extremes. We know we shouldn't be doing that because it's not the zombie apocalypse, okay? On the business as usual side, there's things that we shouldn't be doing. I think deep down, both people on those sides know that there are things that they shouldn't be doing. They're just not sure what it is that they can be doing, other than lock yourself up at home and wait to be told what to do by our world leaders. So let's come to this middle ground here and talk about what we can do here. This is not something that I have the answer to, but I believe that you do. You know, or you can work out what it is that we can do, and that's what I'm talking about here. This is called grassroots. From the grassroots up, I just want to ask the question, is there more that we can be doing? I believe that for most of us, or some of us at least, the answer is yes. What is it? I don't know. I'm not you. But I think this is where we should focus. We've got to listen to these guys at the top. We've got to do what we can do on an individual level. And then, as a community, at this level here, right above me, myself, and I, one step above me, myself, and I, we've got our community level. What can we do here at a grassroots level to weather this storm as best as we possibly can? Now, I am not the most community-minded person on the planet. You know, I'm not in the Rotary Club or anything like that. But I do believe, I really do believe this, that because we in Mission Beach are so isolated from everywhere else and we're protected by rainforest, that we can act at this community level here and we can have an impact. We can make this better for our community than it would be otherwise. We start by not being in the zombie apocalypse crowd. We start by not being in the business as usual crowd. We start by doing what our elected state and local officials tell us to do. Right? And then maybe from there, we can start to think about what we can do, how we can act at the community level to try and improve this situation. So there's one other thing I wanted to touch on this morning. Gotta love the whiteboard, which is time. You know, again, in the question of time, we're torn into two camps. We seem to be oscillating between it's not here yet and it's already too fucking late. There's nothing we can do. Two camps. Who knows, because this thing incubates for a couple of weeks. I'm no virologist. Is it not here? It's on our doorstep. It's coming. The desire to pretend that it's not is a natural human response to something that you can't do anything about. Okay? That is a perfectly natural thing to do. Go fight or flight. Fuck it. What can I do? Nothing. Let's go to the pub and have a drink. You know, if we want to bury our head in the sand, we're at Mission Beach. We've got 12 kilometers. There's plenty for everybody. If we just want to bury our head in the sand. On the other hand, It's right on our doorstep right now. Do we stop all the buses coming through? Do we just wall ourselves up? You know, I've been a little bit leaning in that direction. Probably not, if not yet. I'm not going to make my case, you know, about my particular case. So I just want to talk about what we can try and agree on. I think it's the same as the grassroots thing. At the end of the day, we're going to ask ourselves when this is all over, we're going to ask ourselves, when it was starting, we're going to ask ourselves two important questions. One, could we have done more? And I think the answer will inevitably be yes. At every single level, we're going to look back and go, could we have done more? The answer is naturally yes, but we didn't know what to do. So, yeah, we did nothing. Great. Could we have done more? And two, could we have done it sooner? And I think, again, the answer is going to be yes. Are we taking action? Yes. Some people say we're taking action too soon. I think, personally, they're tending towards the more business as usual crowd. Realistically, I think we're going to look back on this and ask, could we have done more? Could we have done it sooner? I would rather look back and say we acted sooner than we needed to, than look back and say we should have acted sooner. I think that is going to get us a better outcome, a more realistic outcome. We should be working towards moving our future reality, our end game, as it's being referred to in terms of the zombie apocalypse, closer to 6 months than 18 months. Yeah? That's our goal. It's not business as usual. It's not zombie apocalypse. Our goal is to, let's call this 12 months. It's slap in the middle. Okay, that's next March. If we're all here next March in lockdown, I think it's going to start getting pretty stressful. Let's see if we can pull it in this direction. You know, if we are successful, then perhaps, if not at a local community level, hopefully even at a greater, broader, higher level. Obviously that gets broader as we move out into the country. This is a hierarchy, not volume of people. Let's see if we can make it 9 months, you know? Let's see if we can done by Christmas or New Year's Eve. Can you imagine how good that would be? Christmas without the coronavirus, or Christmas with the coronavirus well and truly contained and under control. My hope is that as a community here in Mission Beach, we can get here sooner than everywhere else. It's not a race. It's not a screw you rest of the world. It's simply what can we do? You know, we can have an impact at this level. We can. What can we do to make it, you know, so that as soon as possible, you know, here we go, maybe 3 months. When does our swimming pool close? It's going to close soon. Everything is going to close down pretty quick. At an organisational level, probably. How soon can we reopen again? How soon can we visit our cafes? How soon can we have a beer at 1.5 meters distance in our pub? How soon can our skate parks be open? How soon can we drive from our house to our friend's house? How soon can we meet each other on the beach? Hopefully it's not going to get that bad. Hopefully we can keep driving to our friends' houses, going to the skate park, going to the pool, but the library will be closed, you know? It's going to be harder than business as usual. It's not going to be the zombie apocalypse. Let's move it towards business as usual by accepting that we have got, you know, 6 to 18 months of very, very difficult times ahead of us. Accept that as our baseline reality, and let us try and do more, and let us try and act sooner, so that when we look back on this moment in time, we can say that we did act soon enough, and we did do a little bit more than we could have. What is that exactly? I don't know. That's up to you guys to work out. Self-organise. We've got the technology. Look up on the internet, grassroots organisation. We've got a decade or more of history of communities self-organising at the community level, at the grassroots level, in times of crisis. So let's find out what we can do and let's do it. I want to close with one last thing, and it's this. What is the most important thing you've ever done? What is the most important time you have ever lived in? When have your actions, just you, one individual, when have your actions mattered more than they do today and over the coming weeks and months? I think what you do today is the most important thing that you will do. Peace out.